Saturday morning at the Vauxhall Caravan Park in Great Yarmouth. There's some people you'd expect to see at this time of day, and some you might not. Throughout the year, heats have been taking place the length and breadth of Britain for the right to take part in the Skol Golden Queue. This year brought a record entry. 10 to 9 on Saturday morning, let's through the lights, if you see what I mean, rack the balls and get things underway. Here's Sarah Gilchrist, the Skol brand manager, whose task it is to make the competition work.
The competition was set up 3 years ago. It was for all the pool players within our pubs. We felt it was very good competition for your sort of average sort of pub player. It was something that we felt was spot on for Skol. And we've held over 10,000 preliminary matches in pub this year. We've done fantastic things for trade, great things for goodwill, and then it all culminates in the grand final, which is held every year at Vauxhall Holiday Park. We're very pleased to have from the region of 256 teams here this year. Everybody turning out, they're given sort of lots of freebies, and it's become quite a sort of the name in the pool, so we're very pleased with it.
With £20,000 at stake in prize money, the competition is deadly serious, and that means the tables must be in perfect condition. One of the country's most experienced pool men, Alan Richardson, is on hand as chief judge.
The top class players, well, that's their living, and so they take it really serious to practice for hours on end, and they're really clever. They think pool. The normal pub player enjoys it. Just goes out for a bit of fun, and so, you know, mind you, one frame, anything can happen. That's the beauty of this game, because a pub player can beat top class in one frame, just luckily. And in snooker, it's never happen. Top class will always win. Pool, anybody can win.
Crunch match in the first round. Fast Eddies from Glasgow against the Adelphi of Swansea, who beat them on the way to winning last year's competition. Here's Captain Peter Simpson taking one of his frames. How did they fare this time?
We won 5-0. We played them last year in the quarter-final stage, and we had a very tight game with them. It was 4 each. Went to the final game. We had a very good chance of winning. Fell down there when they went through, win the competition. We were looking for revenge this year.
You got it?
Yes, we certainly did this time. No mistakes this time.
Pool journalist Howard Miller says results like that mean everyone who enters the tournament has a chance of winning.
And at the top, the beauty of this event is that anybody wins it because it's all done on a one-frame basis. You could be the greatest player in the world playing somebody with a rack cue from the local pub, and because it's over one frame, the one with the rack cue in a pub, I wouldn't say it would have as much chance, but could easily beat the top player. And just because the team won it last year, they happened to get beaten by a good team, but they could have just as easily been beaten by a team with rack cues, and that really is the beauty. That's why people enter it, because everybody's got a chance.
One certain winner this year, the competitors taking part in the main competition raised £1,750 for the charity by taking part in a Speedball competition. And if you don't know what Speedball is, here's professional pool player Ross McInnes to explain.
Speedball is all about one person against the clock, pulling all 15 balls with the black ball last, and just doing it as quickly as possible. The record stands at 37.9 seconds. Last week at the GMX Centre, I did, in an exhibition, I did 32 seconds. This is, without doubt, one of the most prestigious tournaments in the country. You've got teams from Inverness, Aberdeen, right down to Southampton, all over the country.
Is it a good thing, do you think, to have lads from all over the country getting together like this?
Oh yeah. The boys can't wait. I mean, they look forward to this. After the competition this year, right? This will be one of the main events they'll be looking for next year.
Tourist
The Skol Golden Q really is a national tournament. There are teams here from almost any place you care to name. And some you probably can't. There are even some you think shouldn't be here at all. The accent is very much doing well for your own particular part of the country.
Best pool players in Britain are from the Swan and Mitre, Newchalls, Birmingham.
I'd say the south of England myself. But that's my opinion now, everyone's entitled to their own, like, you know what I mean?
Well, you can't beat us Yorkshire lads. We can't they?
What are you going to do if you win today?
The wife rate was the place because we're out if we win. We're offered to Spain. Off abroad with us winnings.
Are you taking your wife with you?
No. No chance.
It would be wrong, of course, to get the idea that this is just a weekend out for the lads. There are women competitors here as well, and they're expected to compete with the men on equal terms. This is Lynn Bird from Ilford. It's her first major pool competition.
I've come to enjoy the weekend, purely. I mean, if we win, that's a bonus, but I've come just to enjoy the weekend.
And what will you do with the money if you actually do win?
I haven't got a clue.
A little music now to mark the end of the first day. By now, there are 32 teams left. Those that have already been eliminated settle down for an evening of reflection and quiet contemplation. Oh, and by the way, this is the end of the musical interlude. This, by the way, is The Monkeys. The song, I mean.
We'll be playing in a room. We're gonna take real soon. We're waxing down our soul. We can't wait for you. We'll only come for the sun. We want somebody to stay. Tell the teacher we'll say Southern USA.
The cold light of Sunday morning, fewer teams and fewer tables. There, in the middle, and still untouched, is the table, the one that later in the day will host the final. For the scorers, keeping track of those left is getting easier by the minute. While the teams play their way through the quarterfinals, John Clark from Sheffield is practicing a shot you won't see in the competition. The two reds and the black will all get potted with just one shot. And, as they say, if you missed it first time, here it is again in slow motion. Easy when you know how. The semi-final and the tension is tangible. A win here guarantees at least £2,400 in prize money. It's no wonder the winners are delighted.
I think because it's now in its third year, we've had the first 2 years establishing the competition. Everybody knows what to expect now. We use the same organisers and everybody knows how it works, and it's thankfully run very smoothly. I think we've seen perhaps the competition now that's more established become slightly more serious. Initially it was great fun, and it's still great fun, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of money, prize money up for grabs. We've got £20,000, so it's become sort of the name in pool, and the atmosphere, I think, has reflected that.
The Save the Children Fund has already come out on top. Jill Freshwater from Allied is on hand with this cheque for £1,750 raised during the weekend. So now to the final and the War of the Roses. Of the 256 finalists, the Railway Hotel from Middleton in Lancashire and the White Hart from Doncaster in South Yorkshire have won through. They both entered last year's competition, and that's not unusual. 45% of the teams who play in Golden Q return the following year. It's a tense match, but after 7 frames, the Railway have just edged into the lead. And now it's all on this.
I think we've all worked very hard for this, and when you play on the circuit a little bit, the money's very important, especially for me being a professional player. So of course it's like the job, so the money's very important. Yeah, it's gone quite well, hasn't it? Yeah, we've all enjoyed
Fantastic. Best tournament we've ever been to.
Because we picked up the biggest cheque we've ever been to, yeah.
That's true.
So, well done the Railway. They're now looking forward to defending their title next year and, of course, spending that prize presented by Allied executives for this year's event. Unpretentious and enjoyable, Britain's premier pool tournament will be back again in 1993. So don't miss your cue.